My parents gave my brother my college fund, so I let him pay for their retirement, full story. When I was 17, my parents told me my college fund was gone. They had needed it for family reasons. 10 years later, they asked me for money. Follow us for full stories posted daily. We're serving fresh tea all day. Back to the story. Hello, Tea Talk. My name is Natalie. And this is the story of how favoritism finally came due. My brother Tyler has always been the favorite. I don't say that dramatically, it's just the truth. Tyler was charming, funny, the kind of kid teachers loved. I was the responsible one, good grades, part-time jobs, planning ahead. When I was younger, my parents used to say both of us had college funds. They started them when we were kids. Nothing huge, but enough to help with tuition. Tyler never cared about school. He barely passed classes. But he always had big ideas. At 17, he decided he wanted to start a business. My parents were excited. They said entrepreneurship ran in the family. At 17, he decided he wanted to start a business. My parents were excited. They said entrepreneurship ran in the family. I remember thinking it was strange, because Tyler had never successfully finished a school project. But suddenly, he was going to run a business. Then one night, my parents called me into the kitchen. My dad sat down at the table, very serious. My mom looked nervous. Dad said, "We need to talk about your college fund." That sentence alone made my stomach drop. Then he said it. We had to use it. Use it. For what? For Tyler's business? I thought he meant they had helped him. Maybe a small loan. Then my mom said, "It was a family decision." Family decision. Except no one had asked me. The entire account, every dollar, gone. Given to Tyler to start a landscaping company. I remember sitting there in complete silence. Then I asked the obvious question. What about my college? My dad said, "You're smart, you'll figure it out." And Tyler's business lasted exactly 9 months. Tyler bought equipment, a truck, advertising, uniforms. Within a year, the business collapsed. Too many expenses. Too few clients. He sold the equipment at a loss. And that was it. My college fund was gone. Completely. Meanwhile, I worked 2 jobs during college, took out loans, lived with roommates, budgeted every dollar, while Tyler moved back home and figured out his next move. But the story didn't end there. 10 years later, things looked very different. I had built a successful career, paid off my loans, bought a house. Tyler, still bouncing between jobs, still living with our parents, still chasing new business ideas. Then one Sunday, my parents invited me to dinner, and I could tell immediately something was wrong. My dad looked older, more tired. My mom kept fidgeting. Finally, my dad said, "We're struggling financially." Apparently, my parents hadn't saved enough for retirement. Medical bills, mortgage debt, unexpected expenses. They needed help. Then came the sentence. "We were hoping you could contribute each month." And I asked one simple question. I asked, "Have you asked Tyler?" Silence. My mom said quietly, "He's not in a position to help." Of course he wasn't, because the money that might have helped me build earlier stability had gone to him. So I said something very calmly. "Maybe Tyler can repay the investment." They both looked confused. "What investment?" I leaned back. "The one you took from my college fund," my dad said. "That was years ago." Exactly. Years ago, but not forgotten. Then I said the part they didn't expect. I told them I loved them, but I wasn't their financial safety net, not after the decision they made. "You chose Tyler's business over my education." My mom started crying. My dad looked angry. "You're being resentful." No, I was being honest. I told them something else too. I worked 10 years paying off the consequences of that decision. Tyler never had to. Because someone else always absorbed the cost. My parents eventually downsized their house. Tyler still lives nearby, still chasing ideas. Our relationship isn't terrible, but it's different now. Because when money choices reveal priorities, you don't forget, and you don't pretend it didn't happen. So tell me, Tea Talk, if your parents gave away your college fund to your sibling, would you help them later in life? Or remind them where the investment went?